So I saw this kid at In-N-Out Burger acting pretty strange, but then I just realized he's checking the price of Bitcoin on his phone. We've all been there. We've all been there every day. So with Bitcoin currently unpredictable, 7129, market cap of 196, it fell off. Earlier today, it was down at 191, which is quite low. Are we going to actually break 200 before the fork? No one knows. The only thing that people do know for sure is that from now, the price of Bitcoin is either going up or it's going down. I know that's extremely deep, useful, and informative. Thank you, Crypto Daily. You're welcome. No, let me try and give you something useful. Fork strategies. Let's discuss fork strategies. This is a website. This is a pretty good article. I'll link it below. This is not trading advice. Please be careful. He's using past experience as a potential measure of what we could expect in the future. So this is the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency except Bitcoin. So the altcoin market was extremely low just before the Bitcoin gold fork. After it forked, a lot of the market came back. So when we look at the market and we see this Bitcoin dominance of 60%, essentially what the past is saying is that for the Bitcoin gold fork, that went way down very quickly after the fork. And you can see it with the reverse. So we're looking at the price of Bitcoin now with the Bitcoin gold fork. The price of Bitcoin went down before recovering. So this is why some people are saying, yes, we could expect a dip. This doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen again this time, but it is quite interesting. So what this guy plans to do is sell altcoins to accumulate Bitcoin before the fork, but we're getting kind of close now. Keep some fiat money on the side before the fork, snapshot buy a bunch of the smaller altcoins, which are at very low market caps just before the fork. And then straight after the fork, immediately reduce Bitcoin position to regular holding volume, whatever that is for you. Honestly, for me, it's quite high. It makes up a massive majority. Buy more altcoins, watch the inevitable pump of altcoins and sell at the top within the first 12 hours. Rebalance your portfolio once everything has calmed down. Easy. Here's a counter argument I'd like to make you aware of. What's the price of a future right now? The futures market, while potentially being pumped or held above the $1,000 range by an unknown party, regardless, it's currently at 0.18 or 18% of an actual Bitcoin. So that means that Bitcoin itself would need to fall at least that much after the fork, immediately after the fork, for you to have actually lost money because you're getting this money for free. While it could, it might not. So as for what you should do technically in preparation for the fork, you have a few options. You could leave your Bitcoin on CoinBase, or I think Bitfinex. Bittrex came out with a statement today saying they were going to make all reasonable attempts to credit our users the chain split tokens. I don't know what that means, reasonable attempts. If it's not too hard, we'll give it to you. But it's good. They also say they will keep the original blockchain and call it BTC. Well done. The thing about Coinbase is they're planning to implement their own sort of replay protection, so it's kind of safe from losing your coins if you're on there. But I don't know how fast they're going to credit you your coins, which could play some sort of an important role. If the price of B2X is going to rapidly decline, that could be an issue. If you have too much Bitcoin, that's a nice problem to have, right? If you have too much and you don't want to risk putting it on an exchange, you can keep it in your hardware wallet, manually split it yourself. That's what I did with Bitcoin Cash, but I wish I didn't because it was a pain to split. Do you remember in yesterday's video, we talked about pot coins? I know 24 hours is a long way to go, but remember yesterday's video when we talked about the pot coins that were booming? I know 24 hours is a long way to cast your mind back, but we may have found a reason for the pump, and that was a tweet by IBM yesterday proposing to British Columbia to move the cannabis industry to the blockchain. So that could have been the reason for the pump, although it didn't last long, dumped the next day. This gives way to the saying of buy the rumors and sell the news is exactly what happened here. Ethereum's down to 293. Will it ever reach 300 again? Bitcoin Cash is actually doing quite well at maintaining its $600 valuation, which is pretty impressive. I don't know if people are also going to do the same thing where they sell the news and when the network upgrade is released on November 13th, start to sell. Let's explore this actually. The Bitcoin rich list. Now we've looked at this chart before. There are some, shall we say, weaknesses with using this. This is looking at the blockchain for Bitcoin and seeing who has what coins, but then the same person can split their coins into multiple wallets, so it's not the best. But in fact, at least over 100 wallets have 5 figures of Bitcoin in them. Satoshi was, I don't know how substantiated this is. It's rumored that Satoshi has over 1 million Bitcoin. How much of it he sold, if the man's still alive, whether or not it was a man, whether or not it was more than one person, doesn't matter. Should one of these people decide they don't like Bitcoin Cash, dump. They could dump it at any time. That would be pretty scary for Bitcoin Cash holders. Ripple is flatlining. Ripple staying at 20 cents. Litecoin is having a pump. Couldn't see a particular reason for it, but if I was to guess, I'd say potentially some people are moving out of Bitcoin, buying altcoins. Litecoin is a pretty popular, and for good reason, altcoin. Same with Dash and Monero holding on to its over $100 valuation, very much in part thanks to its multi-sig testing implementation. When I see pumps for coins such as Singular DTV, GX Shares, Binance Coin, Vertasium, I really just expect to see them on this list the next day. The biggest losers in the last 24 hours. Economy, Verge, Power Ledger, Grosselcoin, Vertcoin. So Verge was the highest earner, I think, for my yesterday's video. It was at the top of that list. Now it's on the reverse. Grosselcoin was one of the highest earners a few days ago. As interesting as it is to look at, it's almost too late, or at least it's pretty risky buying when they're pumping. Who knows if you're about to lose a ton of money or whatever money you put into it. One interesting thing about this Ethereum price is that imagine setting a buy law at like 280 and a sell law at 310. And Ethereum just keeps bouncing between these levels. Now that only represents a very few % gain each time it happens, but it's kind of low risk, right? Because Ethereum won't actually go too much higher or go too much lower by the looks of it. And if you're working with a lot of money, those few % little gains could be kind of nice. There's no doubt some people are doing that. Now, most of the comments I get in videos are beautiful, especially in the last video. A lot of you guys said really nice things and agreed with what I was saying, and I really appreciated the support. So I don't actually want to spend too much time on this because I don't feel it's fair. I don't want to get so many nice comments. But one person said that in his estimation, me saying that I feel that Bitcoin is a better store of value than gold was, what did he say exactly? Incredibly idiotic. And that's fair. You're entitled to that harsh opinion. Point I was trying to get across, though, is that while it's my opinion, it's also a very popular opinion for others, which you kind of need to adapt to. For example, people are now searching how to buy Bitcoin more than how to buy gold. That's by Google searches very recently. So it comes back to the argument of, do you like your own intelligence or do you like money more? Let me explain what I mean. Let's say, for example, you've taken a look at blockchain technology and you think it's all right, but you think it's overvalued. You think people are stupid that it's going up so much. And you're going to stay clear because you're not like them. You're not a sheep. You're an independent thinker. You're more intelligent than the rest of them. That's fine. If you feel that that's the best way to go, then who can tell you otherwise? Problem is this. The past fundamentals that brought Bitcoin from worthless to over $7,000 are just as prevalent today, if not even more relevant than they've ever been. And if you're a betting man, then you would bet that it's going to go up. By everything you're looking at, if you were to research, analyze, study, you would predict it would go up. For example, Goldman Sachs' prediction that Bitcoin is going to be $7,900. How did they do it? Incredible. How did they make that prediction? I have no idea. It blows my mind. Anyway, back on topic. So from research, you have every reason to believe Bitcoin's going to go up. But you're not dumb. You're going to buy gold. You're going to use it to store a value because we've had it for thousands of years, etc., etc. Every weekday, you take a bus to go to work rather than drive a car. You have to go to work. You pay rent for your house rather than owning it. If you aspire to more than that, and you think you can do that with gold, even though you would have lost money holding it over the last 5 years, then that's fine. Do you. For other people who aspire to more, they feel that Bitcoin is astronomically better to buy and store than gold. I think that would be completely idiotic to ignore. It's not like I'm offended, but I thought it was an interesting point. That's why I discussed it. So a project known as Polkadot was running an ICO recently. I never heard about it until this news broke. Apparently they lost $91 million worth of Ethereum. Well, I say lost. They know exactly where it is. They just can't access it. This wasn't really their fault, but the well-funded project, a multi-sig full node Ethereum wallet known as Parity. So a screenshot of what happened. A 27-cent transaction that had the note kill on it. This has been likened to seeing a vault in the center of a city. No one can get into it, and a kid comes along, crawls underneath it, gets inside, and hits the big red button. $91 million locked off. No one can access it. The wallet is a smart contract, decentralized. There was no one person in control of it. It was a system. Someone blew up the system. The boy that did it, the kid, the man, the troll, says, will I get arrested for this? I'm an ETH newbie just learning. He didn't mean to do it. That's leading to such memes as, and then, this is true. So someone was attempting to say that there's no upside for the troll to do this. There was only downsides. They didn't mean to do it, clearly, because they didn't benefit. It's not like they can have any of the money that was locked off. So it was accidental. I kid you not, I watched this video earlier today. You know the videos. Bunch of guys on 4chan, they go to a newbie channel on Twitch. He gets 100 viewers. He gets really excited. They tell him the stream's going slowly. You probably have a virus. It's called System32. Delete it. Don't delete System32. But not only did they stop there. There's a link in the description. One of the guys gets on Skype with him, tells him how to delete System32, but also that he has to install this plugin on his Chrome browser called Meat Swing. I think Meat Swing is apparently, they pixelated the video. It's a naked man swinging some meat. It plays automatically. The kid can't stop it. So this happens. So not only do they brick his system, they get his small channel banned from Twitch forever for showing essentially porn on stream. If, for example, they had something where they could physically hurt the boy, they probably would have done that too. As awful as this is, you can't really underestimate Norway. Don't underestimate Norway. No, you can't underestimate what a troll will do just for a bit of fun at another's expense. So, moral of the story is, enable 2FA on your Gmails and any exchange you use. Get a Trezor or a Ledger. Mine is here somewhere. Anyway, get one of them and be safe.